On retrofab diaries now, we are talking etiquette with a professional hospitality consultant, Wilma. Today we are talking about business cocktail etiquette. Welcome.
Thank you, Doris.
So take us through what we have to do and not to do at business cocktails.
So what really is a business cocktail? People normally see it as a gathering where 100 people are at talking to themselves about themselves to 100 people at the same time, hearing themselves and all of that. You can see it that way, or you can see it as a networking opportunity.
Okay.
Which is really what it's meant to be. Okay. It can also be a bit intimidating if you're not like very outgoing person.
Okay.
However, it also works wonders when you meet the right people, and strike the right chords. Okay. I know a group who also normally use that to recruit because they want to see how people comport themselves. And then, in the public area as well. So generally, we have in mind what the business cocktail is for, and pretty much what you want to achieve. Mm-hmm. So you have received an invitation to attend a business cocktail from a business partner. What do you do first? You RSVP and let them know you're coming. And actually, if you have any questions, or are unclear about what you're going to be wearing, you're free to ask when you RSVP what sort of event is going to be, or what sort of attire, or whatever questions you have is when you RSVP. Even if you're not attending, you have to RSVP. This is the thing, because people forget that when you're planning an event, you sort of need to know how many people will be there. So we need to take RSVPs more seriously. Yes. So you RSVP and then you let people know whether you're coming, and if you're coming with a partner, because if you're not sure, you can also ask that question as well. And then, you're ready to go. You lay out your clothes, according to the plan of the cocktail. But generally, you're either smart casual or business suit type thing, depending on where they hold it. So you lay out your clothes and everything and get ready to go. You have your smile on. You always have your smile on. And really, the thing about business cocktails is just to have the right posture. And once you walk in, people can see that you're confident, and that everything else flows after that. You know how to comport yourself and say the right things and not have excessive drinks and all of that. What we need to remember is you can't go to a business cocktail when you're late. It's really not a good thing to do.
You can't be late.
You should not be late. You should not, because you want to be there to compose yourself and see as people come in, because you sort of get the upper hand, to see what's happening, gauge who is who and all of that. Sometimes people also let you know who are going to attend. So you kind of have an idea and you think, okay, I want to target a couple of people I want to meet as well. But you need to go before, so you don't go in when the thing has started, because you get in there and you feel a bit lost as well. So those are the key things that we need to remember. It's a business cocktail. You need to go along with your business cards. And your business cards should not be in your hand. It should be in the business card holder. Why? Just so it's protected and you can quickly grab, what you need to grab out. Your business card should be very clear and concise. You should have the normal fonts that everyone uses. You should have your name and telephone number, email address at the least, so that someone can contact you if they'd like to. And you would normally present a business card with both hands.
Oh, okay.
And in other places, you present and you receive with both hands. And it should always face the person receiving it in a way that they can read it.
Immediately.
Yes, because that's how you're going to start engaging in a conversation.
Okay.
Because you're meeting all these people. Most times you don't even know half of them.
True.
So what are you going to be talking about?
Okay.
You just need to gain that traction from once you've got a business card, you get some conversation to strike from the subject on there. So that's really crucial.
Now that we have the business card, I know you position a beautiful name tag.
So this was our makeshift name tag, because sometimes they are already made name tags, and other times they actually let you write out the name tag yourself.
Oh, at the event?
At the event,
And
just before you get in.
Okay.
Yes, they sort of register and they let you write it out, and then you can stick it on there yourself.
Okay.
If it's not already made. Now, if you're going to write your name yourself or whatever it is, most times the name tag should have your first name and your last name.
Okay.
And it should be above your breastbone, your right breastbone.
Okay.
Yes, that's where the name tag is normally, and it's very legible. So when I'm talking to you, if I can't remember your name, I just look at it, and because whilst I'm having a conversation, I should at least mention your name a couple of times.
Twice.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, so that you can tell that I'm directly focused on you. So that would be the essence of having the name tag. If you don't have a name tag, it's a bit more work for you, because you're meant to recall the person's name, or a feature of on the person's face will help you as well. Yes, to remember all of that. So the cocktail table, the famous cocktail table, is actually just meant to help you, assist you, put your stuff on the table, put the leftovers and all of that on the table, not put it in somebody's not put it on somebody's vase or anywhere that's not acceptable. I think I'll have a red wine. Thank you. Now, so as you can see, we've just grabbed this, okay? We grab this with our right hand. However, at a cocktail, you should be holding this in your left hand so that you can use your hand to shake people and do the remaining things that you ought to. Typically, I mean, unless you're a lefty, you'll probably have to switch, and there's no rule about that. But ideally, you always have to keep the drink in your left hand so that you're able to shake other people. And keep the hand clean, because, it's shaking a lot of different people. Yes. This is how comfortable it is when you rest this until food comes in, and then you even get to change drinks and all of that. But remember, at a business cocktail, you should be checking your blood alcohol intake as well, levels, because if you're switching drinks too often, you are at a cocktail to mingle and you start misbehaving. Obviously, so you've got to know what's
so much to do.
Absolutely. There's no rule in the book, really. You need to know yourself, and if you're not sure, just stick to one drink. But generally you want to watch yourself and how you comport yourself. It's obviously not wise to have too much drinks without food, because then it gets to your head really quickly. So the cocktail food items really are to be handled with your hand, with your fingers. So as it's being served, you can actually just pick on what it is.
You can actually eat with your hand.
Absolutely. And it's because they are meant to be bite sizes. Yes. And they have normally have, people call them different names.
Finger foods.
Well, finger foods, hors d'oeuvres, canapés. Well, so canapés are hors d'oeuvres. It's safer to keep it with hors d'oeuvres, because that's like the big picture. Sometimes they have various layers, and traditionally those are the canapés as well. And there's also what they call the amuse-bouche. When you go to a nice posh restaurant, the chef would normally bring you a little thing, which is like a mouth pleaser, but they're just bite sizes as well. Yes. So
can I try it?
Yeah.
Nice.
You would normally see some of the food items come with sauce. When the sauce comes in, you pick your item and you dip it once, only once. And then once you've dipped it, you can't go back in there any longer.
You have to eat it.
Yes.
Cold. Okay.
Absolutely. So you pick your item and you dip it in the sauce.
You have an item like this on it with a toothpick.
Yeah. And you dip it once.
Once?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Any other thing?
So having talked about the food, we talked about how to behave as well during the cocktail. You know, you don't actually meet somebody and talk about a lot of unnecessary things and tell them everything about your lives. You need to keep it light.
Okay.
You need to sort of talk about things that you would want to hear. You need to watch the person and keep the conversation going on a subject that you both can identify with. Now, what happens when you've talked to the end and there's no conversation flowing? You can just say, it was really nice to meet you, and then move on to the next person.
Okay.
As well, you know, so you don't necessarily, it needs to flow. Okay. This really is a business cocktail in a nutshell. If you actually went to a business cocktail, you went in late, what do? You went in and, you know, there are people there already. You step in through the door at the front, you stand in a corner and, you know, gauge the place and then see exactly where you want to be. Okay. And then, you know, you go swiftly there.
It's like you're giving yourself the time to readjust to the environment.
Yes. It's really just have fun, but, you know, watch it, say the right things, and then, you know, meet people. Back to the business cards. Don't just take the business cards and go and stick them on your desk and let the dust settle on them. You pick the cards because you want to go back to the person. Within 2-3 days, you should have gone back to the person and say, it was nice to meet you. If you discussed something that you needed to follow up on, then you follow up on that. But this is when the person has a good recall rate, so that once you send something through, they can remember who you were and then keep you in mind.
It is important to touch on, you know, taking a business card and following up in a couple of days. I think most of the time people don't do that. They just take the card, and I'm guilty as well. Because you come back and then you don't follow up. And the next time when you see the person does not really remember meeting. You have to go and, like, you know, remind the person, oh, I met you somewhere. Yeah. So it's really key that, you know, we do that as business.
It actually helps you a lot, because then you also have a good recall rate. You know, oh yes, I met this person who deals in this. Okay. You know, it's a good exercise for ourselves. I know we're not as disciplined, but we, you know, we're meant to learn to do these things.
Great. Yeah. All right. Any other do's and don'ts?
Well, I think maybe the other key thing to talk about is remembering to thank your host at a cocktail, because people don't do that. They forget. They keep forgetting about, the host. So before you leave, you should try and see if you can identify where your host is and then say thank you to the person. And you need to do it quietly so that you don't cause other people to start leaving as well. Okay. Yes. So you just go find the person, say thank you, and then you can leave quietly so that other people can continue enjoying themselves to the end.
That's a good one. Is there any other thing?
I think you should have a cocktail for us to attend
very soon. We're going to have a cocktail party. Is it a party?
Yes.
Cocktail event?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to invite all my business partners to come and enjoy themselves whilst we network and get to meet new people. So as business people, you know what to do when you go to a cocktail event. This has been, I would say, Etiquette 101 on how to comport yourself during business cocktail event. I am Doris Osmani. Stay fab.